Hi friends, let's get into how I turned this antique cabinet into this, bringing it back to life. I found this for a steal for only 25 bucks. I got straight to work removing the hardware on the piece. I began prepping it for a deep clean, removing the drawers first and then using this blower to get all the dust out. I then started a deep clean with my favorite degreaser, getting all the nooks and crannies underneath this piece. It's so important to get your pieces a thorough clean so you can have a nice clean slate before your project begins. This piece had a lot of hard to reach areas, so I used a brush for this. I then used a little bit of soap and water to give it one final nice wipe off. Then it was time to whip out my sander. I started by giving the body a scuff sand with just a 220 grit. Since I'll be painting the body, this scuff sand will give the primer something to adhere to. Then for the top, I'll be stripping this to the bare wood, so I got started with a 120, and then I used a 180 and a 220 grit. Then I just used some water to wipe off all the dust. I went in with my first coat of primer, and there were a lot of details on this piece that had to go, so that's why you see all this wood filler. I then went in with my second coat of primer. In between each coat of primer, you just want to make sure you're sanding with I think I used a 220 grit here. So I really contemplated if cream would work for this piece, but once I put it on, y'all, it looked so good. So when you're spray painting, you just want to make sure you're going in nice even strokes, overlapping about 50%. Here I'm using another high grit sandpaper just to get all the unevenness off before the final coat. I wiped off any residue and finally put on this last coat. I use this beautiful stain Special Walnut by Minwax, and I just love applying stain. Just look at how it goes on. You want to apply this pretty generously so it can soak into the wood grains. Let it sit according to the instructions and the temperature on the label. I ended up using a water-based poly and a satin finish. And as long as this goes on smoothly, I just love applying top coat because I know I'm almost done with the project. Anybody else feel that way? Now here's a reminder of the before. And friends, just look at this after. New hardware, new paint, new stain, who this? And for more furniture flips like this and DIY tips, make sure you hit that follow button, friends.